Welcome. Welcome to the Stephen C. Ender Hall. My name is Kathy Mullins, and I'm proud to serve as the Vice President for College Advancement and the Executive Director of the GRCC Foundation, and I'm so happy to see you all here today. Before we begin, I'd like to recognize the GRCC Board of Trustees in attendance. If you could wave, stand, whatever you'd like to do, thank you. The GRCC Foundation Board members that are in attendance, thank you. Current and past elected officials that are here, thank you so much. And retired trustees, board members, and president emerituses that might be in the audience today, besides Steve Ender. Thank you so much for your service to GRCC and to our community. I'd also like to acknowledge all the donors that are in the audience today. I know that there are many of you that are here today and everything that's happened today, everything that happens every day at GRCC would not be possible without you all. So thank you so much. It's now my pleasure to introduce you to the chairperson of the Grand Rapids Community College Board of Trustees, Mr. Dave Cucci.
Thanks, Kathy. So I was asked if I would be willing to make a few comments about Dr. Steve Ender. And as I began to prepare those, I thought I better check to see how much time they gave me to do this. And they gave me 180 seconds to do this. So I don't even know if I can say about 10% of what I want to say in 180 seconds. So Steve, listen up, because I'm going to talk to you for 180 seconds. Dr. Steve Ender was an example of the right leader at the right place at the right time when he took the job as president of Grand Rapids Community College. As I joined the board, it was obvious to me that that man had a keen sense for the right intersection between fiscal responsibility, student needs, and institutional growth. Dr. Ender worked tirelessly on behalf of the college, building relationships with the Western Michigan business and philanthropic community, and those relationships continue to this day, Steve. As a trustee, we were fueled by your energy and inspired by your vision. And now it's an honor for this college to plant your name on this building, and we're proud to do so. My 180 seconds is up, so I'm going to turn this over to, and love to introduce you to Sherry Sokolowski. Did I get that right? Yeah, I asked her to try to pronounce Cucci. She couldn't get that right either. So Sherry's a sophomore here at the college. She works as an orientation ambassador and as an honor program ambassador for the college. Sherry, it's so good to have you with us, and I welcome you to the podium.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sherry Sokolowski, and I am a student here at Grand Rapids Community College. I am so honored to be with you all this morning on behalf of the Grand Rapids Community College student body. Ender Hall reflects GRCC's continuous commitment to supporting its students and community. This centralized new space will provide students with the ability to mingle and collaborate. It is an opportunity to connect people and will allow students to feel like they belong, even if they choose to directly not get involved. Student organizations, study groups, and just students in general have the ability to thrive in a space dedicated solely to them. When I first apathetically came to GRCC almost 3 years ago now, I had no idea what was in store for me. Initially, GRCC was just a feasible way to save money, and that was it. I wanted to be in and out as quickly as possible and onto my four-year institution. Now, I'm grasping at every opportunity I can to stay and hang on to GRCC for as long as possible. Without GRCC and the substantial experiences I've been afforded, I would simply not be who I am today. It has helped me grow and develop into the professional I strive to be, while providing me with new perspectives and introducing me to people from all walks of life. It has yielded me leadership experiences that I would not have gained otherwise and presented me a plethora of opportunities. A few of those being the opportunity to have 4 different on-campus jobs, become the assistant to the new student orientation program, the president of the campus activities board, and work for a clinical trial on campus pertaining to the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you. Additionally, I have worked with GRCC's police department to write up police reports for our school paper, became an honors student, and have spoken directly with deans, our provosts, directors, and other college leadership faculty. It was imperative of me to share my story with you all this morning, not to be boastful, but to bring awareness to all of the opportunities our college and community has to offer. The only reason I'm here today is because I met the right people at the right time that opened me up to a world of possibilities. Overall, it is evident that GRCC will do everything it can to ensure a student's success. Ender Hall is yet another example of this. The college is constantly providing opportunities for students to grow and excel, just as it has for me. I look forward to seeing and experiencing the impact that this building will have on us students. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you, Dr. Ender and Dr. Pink, and everyone in attendance for all you have done for GRCC and its students. Thank you.
Anyone who has attended anything that the foundation has done, I tell people that what GRCC does is we create our community leaders of the future. She just proved it. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate you. It's now my pleasure to introduce you all to GRCC's president, Dr. Bill Pink.
Great. Thank you, Kathy. Good morning. Still? Yep. Wow. This is a good day for this institution. My goodness. When you start talking about ribbon cuttings, celebrations, recognitions, all those are good words, because all those words mean that we have an institution that continues to make a strong footprint in the community of West Michigan. And what I love about GRCC, one of the many things, is that this college, while we are a Grand Rapids Community College, it has an impact on people that goes so much further than just Grand Rapids, and so much further than the Lakeshore with the Lakeshore campus, and so much further than just right here in Kent County. We make this impact in West Michigan. We make impact in the state of Michigan. This institution makes impacts nationally. This institution makes impact around the world. The footprint of the Raiders is evident all over this globe, friends. And it's because of people in this community that do an incredible job at supporting this institution. And support, that word goes in many directions, doesn't it? Because support not only includes what people do with their financial means to support, but it also includes the support they give through their time, through their cognitive brain trust, and to all of what you give, everyone that's sitting before me today and standing. You are a part of that support. You are a part of what makes this institution one of the most vital organizations, institutions in West Michigan, one of the most vital in our state. And you are well known around this country, Grand Rapids Community College, because of the work that happens here. And much of that work is done because of incredible leaders. I am honored that I can be the 10th president of this institution because of the people who have held this position before me. Names like Calkins, Olivares, Ender. People who have given so much of their own resource, and resource, just like support, goes in many directions. But resource to help in leading an institution that truly leads a community. Earlier today, when we celebrated the opening of Raleigh J. Finkelstein Hall, we were appropriately sitting in Olivares Commons, named after Juan Olivares, one of our great leaders of this institution. Juan, thank you for the commitment you've had to this institution and what you mean to this community. And very appropriate today, we stand and sit on the lawn of the Stephen Ender Hall, named after one of the great presidents of this institution, just as Chairperson Cucci said, a leader at the right place. The timing was right, the place was right for the leadership that you provided for this institution. For someone who is a transplant to this area, to have come in 6.5 years ago and to see this institution where it was and to see what you had done, Steve, it was very evident to come in and see that. And I've said on many occasions, I'll say it again because it's appropriate today, that because of that leadership that you provided, Steve, it makes my job as president of this institution so much easier. I didn't say it was easy. But it makes it easier because of the foundation that you set forth in giving the keys over of an institution that was financially sound, academically sound, institutionally respected. And that's not easy. But you were able to do that for an institution that's been here now over 100 years and continues to be a thriving institution. That leadership that you provided was vital to where we stand today. And it is so appropriate that this building be named the Stephen C. Ender Hall because of all the student connections that this will happen in this building, all the student success, all the student access, because of how much you stood in the gap for students. That's why you made the decisions you did. That's why you made the decision at Westmoreland the way you did, because you value students. And at the end of the day, you want to make sure that the most vital part of a higher education institution is well taken care of, which are its students. And so because of that, that is why this is so appropriate. It's people like Sherry. It's students like her that are able to enjoy the benefits of what happens in these doors because of what it means for an honors program, for a study away program, of all the things that happen in these doors. Steve, we thank you for that. We honor you for that. And the way we say thank you today, going forward, is to have the Stephen C. Ender Hall named after you. So as 10th president, it is my honor to be able to introduce to you President Emeritus of Grand Rapids Community College, Dr. Stephen Ender.
Well, good morning. I don't know how you say thank you for an honor like this, to be quite honest with you. This is something that in my wildest dreams I would have never believed, and my 7th grade teachers would probably die of strokes if they heard that this was happening. But it's happening not because of me per se, but of all the people in my life that got me here to Grand Rapids Community College and what I learned from them along the way. All the people at the community college that responded to the leadership that was needed at the time that I was president and did spectacular work during those 8 years. I was blessed with a board of trustees and a foundation board that was totally committed to this institution. Things you never know how it's going to go with boards. It can go both ways. I learned that in Westmoreland before I came here, but not at Grand Rapids Community College. My boards were friends and colleagues, and we were in it together, and that's how we made our decisions and did our work. I had the most spectacular executive team that a president could pray for while I was president. And that is where the rubber meets the road. We had middle managers that were challenged to lead in different ways during the time that I was here. And they did just that and produced spectacular results. Throughout my career, I have been blessed to be around good people. And then I made the best decision of my life 29 years ago when I asked Karen to marry me. Karen, you've stood by me through thick and thin, through joy and sorrow, through challenges that sometimes you think are insurmountable. My wife has never given up. She's never given up on me. And I don't know how I would be who I am without Karen in my life. She knows that. I know she knows that. I tell her that quite a bit. Being the wife of a president of a community college is hard work. And I'm sure the Pinks have realized that. And the Alvarez's have realized that. I mean, these jobs are absolutely relentless. They do not give up. You have to succumb to the job. And your spouse, your partner, has to understand that that's something that we're in together, because they're the ones that are dealing with the guy who's saying, geez, I don't know if I can go out there again today and do this. This is getting to be pretty difficult. But that's what they do, and that's how we are successful. So it's not just the president, it's the president and their spouse that have created a pathway of success at our institution. I'm honored by this. As I said, when this was announced some time ago, both my parents are deceased. My parents would be so proud today that their son, middle class at best, education was fine as long as I could afford it. They could not. To see what has happened to me in my life and to have this honor bestowed on me at this time would make my parents weep with joy. I know that. I know that. And I'm sure that they do know what's going on here today. So I'm out of words. You guys are paying tough duty out there. This is a hot, sticky day. I sincerely appreciate you coming out and joining me and Karen in this great honor. I wish the very best for this institution. I think its brightest days are ahead of it, and that's what good leadership produces. We're always trying to inch this institution to the next level of greatness through the leadership of presidents, boards, faculty, and staff as the institution evolves into whatever it will end up being. I was delighted with the Lakeshore campus. I think you should rename this place Grand River Community College and run out there to the Lakeshore and say, come on, let's get a millage going. But that's Steve Ender 3 or 4 years ago. But we need that to happen. That is a community that so needs a comprehensive community college at community college prices and rates. I know Bill's got that on his plate, and I know he's not going to forget that. We've got to get that done. So with that, I give you my challenge. I give you my heartfelt thanks You've made me a very proud and humble individual. And Karen and I thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ender, and thank you, Karen. Karen has always been the GRCC cheerleader, and she still is. She still challenges me every time I see her. What are we doing on this? What are we doing on this? And she keeps me active. She keeps me thinking. I'm on my toes when I'm around Karen. So thank you so much for your support and your dedication to GRCC, and it's forever support, and we appreciate you. So now's the big moment. Let's cut a ribbon. So if I can get Steve and Karen to come up, President Oliveras, Dr. Pink, board members, let's GRCC Foundation and BOT board members come on up.